did one of these things in Connecticut for two very old people, older than me. And I read this thing, and they didn't blink, so what the fuck? Well, they were. It's Coke and a can of Coke. I was at the Rat in the early 80s watching some hot guy band. The kid next to me was bobbing his head arrhythmically. He looked like a young Rick Ocasek, but not as string bean long and drawn out. He said he was from Peru or some West Coast South American country. He had black hair, shiny black eyes, and a bright smile. I asked him back to the house. My boyfriend was away doing God knows what with God knows whom. We both played that game. Sure, he said, you want to do some cocaine? He explained in broken English that he had a profitable connection with a drug cartel in his country, and that he was dealing stuff to all the big bands in town. Would you like to try some? I'd never done a single line, but hey, why not give it a shot? He seemed to like me, and who knew where this would lead. Back at the apartment, he broke out a stamp-sized packet of powder, cut it with a credit card, rolled a $100 bill, and snorted 2 fat lines and handed me the tube, all the 80s cliches. I watched him do it and followed suit. It shot up my nose like a dental drill, and I got instantly horny. We were in the guest room, a nod to false propriety. He lay on his back, sneakers off, chain smoking. We had a couple of Cokes in cans on the side table. He was tapping ashes into the tin keyhole and squeezing stubs into the brine. He was Coke stoked for sure, but I wasn't hip to all the signs. He had a sweet oblivion in his eyes that erased any walls he might have had about who I was, or what I might be up to with him. I touched his leg, his knee, and he didn't budge. He closed his eyes, opened his mouth a little, and stopped talking. I unbuckled his belt, pulled his zipper, brought it out like a fish, and went down. He was right away hard, beautiful there, but I had dry mouth. It felt like I was sucking bark. I needed to get slippery, to drink. I held him with my left hand and took a frantic swig of Coke from what I thought was my set-aside can. It was not. It was his. It was filled with tobacco. Sloshing down the hopper were 2 cigarette butts and gobs of ash. It went down and back like a zip gun, and I puked all over the kid's belly in a gusher. If this was his first time with a guy, it was probably going to be the last. He grabbed the pillow, swiped the vomit, yanked up his tight black jeans, click-locked his belt, collected his Coke gear, and hurtled down the stairs. I saw him off, but didn't get him off, and never saw him again. Maybe he located some non-projectile head from one of the boys from the big bands in town. Who cares? I'm flipping out. What had I done? Why was this drug pounding my heart like a Gatling gun? I thought, why not run it off? That ought to do the trick. I sprinted back upstairs, dragged on some filthy running shorts, and took off, thumping the pavement like a duck, just as the sun came up. Sweat pimpled my face, and my fists pumped like pistons. Of course, the symptoms intensified. I was scared. I called my boyfriend, who, unbeknownst to me, was doing the same thing with some cult in New Jersey. But I knew that he knew about Coke, knew all about it. He told me to stop running, to take a shower, and wait till the dark fear passed. In a few short months, he'd be dealing the shit himself and terminating our dead-in-the-water relationship and our band at the same time. Coke is good for that. Instant asshole, a friend of mine calls it. No shit, Tonto.
So, Rick, I really like your apartment. In Red Room, you got pictures of River Phoenix over here. Is she bisexual? I don't know. I'm not really sure. My girlfriend's in California. She doesn't know I'm here. Just keep it on the down low. But when I smoke weed, I just feel so close to you. I feel like there's bats flying out of the top of your head. I feel like there's a laser beam right into understanding everything. I've always considered myself an aficionado of head. So you gay guys, right? You kind of know like what it feels like to get it. So, would you like a hit? I'd be happy to. Your elbow's touching my leg. That's not cool. Straight guys, I like. Straight guys, I like. Straight guys, I like the way they bond with their beer goggles on. I like the way they pass a joint, the pressure of their fingertips on mine. Straight guys, I like. They talk about their girlfriends who always dump on them. They say they never felt this way before around another man. I like straight guys. I like straight guys. I like. It's a really fine line sometimes when you get too close. But you're only asking for trouble for a punch in the nose. So I swear I'm stuck in this DMC where the boys I like only partially like me. Straight guys, I like straight guys, straight guys, straight guys. Honk if you love Jesus, you fucking faggot.